Alrighty, let's get started here. Just make sure everything's good to go. We should be good in just a bit. Alright, let's get started, shall we? Let's see. Is it not capturing Blender? That's weird. Hold on. It should. Okay, hold on. Oh, there we go. Alright. I guess every time I like Alt-Tab out of Blender, it doesn't like me doing that, so. Yep, we are live. We are making art today. I know I haven't done an art stream in a very long time. Should be interesting, I think. Because the last stream we did for art was ages ago, so. This is what I've got so far. This is what I've been working on the past few days on and off. Haven't been paying full focus on this, but I miss Project Multi dearly, if you couldn't tell. So I figured, you know what? Let's make a render that reminded me of Project Multi, the good times I had with my friends playing Project Multi. Something about that game just feels right to look at. Whenever I look at it, it's just scratches an itch in my brain. So I wanted to replicate at least a little bit of that, if I could. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, if anybody's in chat, how we all doing today? I know it's only been like a minute since I started streaming, so I don't know how many people are actually in here. At least not yet. But yeah, we're gonna be continuing working on this today. I'm gonna simplify this, otherwise it's gonna crash my PC or something if I try to move stuff around while it's subdivided. So in case you don't know what Subdivision is, as you can see, the model is very low poly. This is a fighter's model at its core, right? So what I'm gonna have to do to make it look smooth and not so low poly is subdivide it. I already have subdivided the model. I have already set up how the model's supposed to be subdivided, so now you can see that I've actually smoothed out the corners. And it's not something that's super automatic, usually, especially if you have a pre-existing model. So oftentimes, let me show you what I have to end up doing to make sure the shapes don't go wonky. Welcome in, Kelbert. How you doing, man? So you see these purple lines on his mesh, right? These lines make sure that the model subdivision is proper, more or less, if that makes sense. Wait, why is Bakamitai playing? Did I add Bakamitai? Oh, this isn't my playlist. I thought I was on my playlist for my stream music. I guess not. I did not mean to play Bakamitai. Hold on. Okay. All right, let's go with that. But yeah, if you are in chat, could you let me know if my audio sounds fine compared to the music? I hope the audio balancing is good. I was testing it slightly before stream, so if it's like off balance, let me know. If you can't hear me or something. Should be good though. It's fine. Cool. Welcome in, Bryson. How you doing, bro? But yeah, these purple lines more or less indicate to the model or to Blender, hey, around this corner, make sure this doesn't get messed up. Because if you don't crease the model accordingly, it's gonna give you very ugly shapes, especially for like triangle bits on his face right here, right? Fighters models are built in a way where light doesn't react to them like a normal 3D model would. So these shapes are very important to the overall look of the character. So these have to be preserved. So when I was setting up the subdivision for the character, I made sure that these shapes were also creased. That being said, One thing I was kind of experimenting with for the render was flowy hair, because as you can see, the belt is flowing. But I really like how the shape of the hair looks as is. But I did set up a shape key, which, in case you don't know what a shape key is, it basically allows you to move the model and its vertices and polygons in a specific way as you have set them up. That's what Sparking Zero uses for its mouth shapes and its facial expressions. All those like lip flaps you see, those are done through shape keys, or I think as in industry it would be called morph targets or morphs. If we're able to get our hands on the Project Multi-models, lives will be changed. Bryson, did you know I have my hands on the multi-models? So I actually got a bunch of people together to work on some tools to rip those models, and we did get quite far to the point where we're able to actually sort of be able to do stuff with them, but we don't know enough about the game to be able to use them, if that makes sense. Let me show you if I can. Do I still have the blend file on hand? I hope I still have the blend file on hand. It's gonna be... Oh, I don't even know if I have the blend file anymore, but let's see if I do. I don't really organize my files all that much, usually. Yeah, I don't know where it is. So you're just gonna have to pretend for now that I have it, okay? Because you're gonna have to take my word for it. Because, yeah, I do have it somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I do have it somewhere. Yeah, what I was getting at with the hair is I set up a shape key to make his hair flow. But here's the thing. I feel like, even though I really like how it looks, I feel like it sort of breaks the composition I've set up for the render. So, do we like it with the hair or without? Because I feel like I might make two variations of the render where the hair is flowing and it isn't. Because I really like how the flowing hair looks too. Welcome in, Jaden. How you doing, man? This is like this slight dilemma I've had for the past couple days, because I can't make up my mind, because I really like how the flowing hair looks too. Ooh. I also had another idea. You know how Toriyama used to do these funky hair shapes, where he would more or less remove all the bangs but one? I was thinking of doing that too, maybe. But I don't know how I would kind of pull that off without it looking kind of strange, since it's in 3D, right? It's not something that 3D games do very much. I think, as a matter of fact, I don't think a single game has done that for Dragon Ball, where they'll take away all the bangs for a Goku and just leave one. I think closest was probably Kakarot. I don't even think Sparking Zero did that. Another thing I need to do is remove the fighters' like expression decals and make my own, because I kind of want to do what Project Multi did and do those like really scratchy looking line work that they had. I thought that looked really, really nice. So for now, what I'm gonna do is hide these, and I do have a decal setup that I had for a previous render that I'm gonna be using slightly, but not completely, because it's not lining up with this render. Welcome in, Adrian. How you doing, man? So I think, yeah, so I'm gonna take this over here. I'm actually gonna turn on Subdivision, just because this thing actually requires you to have some form of subdivision for it to look really, really good. And so let me see if I remember this correctly. Again, it's been a bit of a break, if that makes sense, since I've last made renders. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get the gist of things again. So if I am a little slow on some of these things, you'll know why. It's just because I haven't done this in a while. So what Toriyama used to do is have this like really, really curved look for this specific line, and then he would have like 4 or 5 lines continuously for the, I don't even know what you would call these, eye bags maybe? Would you guys call these eye bags? I don't know if it's the right way to like categorize it. I just like to call them cheek lines, because I feel like that's the most appropriate way to kind of call it that, like, name it, but I'm not sure what to call it. I recently played Blueprint, an indie game that mixes roguelike and puzzle escape game with the look of Telltale games, and it's a potential game of the year. Oh yeah? Maybe I'll look at it a little bit later. That sounds really interesting. Honestly, I know I became like the Sparking Zero guy for a bit, but recently I've been playing a lot of other games too. So I got into Chrono Trigger because a lot of people were saying it's a really good game. And you know, I'm a Toriyama fan. I love the art style that he has usually for most things, I'd say. And I figured, you know what? This is a game that a lot of people praise, and my friend, since I had it on my Steam wishlist, my friend gifted it to me for my birthday not too long ago, so I was like, shit, maybe I should play it. And I've been playing it, I've been having a blast. Welcome in, Vahoy, how you doing, man? Yeah, Chrono Trigger is great so far. I've also been playing Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, because that's the one game I haven't really played yet. I've gotten decently far into the story. I'm not super far. I'm like a little over halfway, I think. It's good so far, though. I will say there are aspects of it I'm not enjoying all that much. I like the combat. It's pretty decent. You know, admittedly, I'm not a super big like turn-based guy, but even though I'm not, I feel like the Like a Dragon series does it pretty well. That's actually how I got into the JRPG kind of gameplay style more recently. That's why I've been playing Chrono Trigger as well, because the 7th Yakuza game, aka Like a Dragon, Yakuza Like a Dragon, I really liked that game a lot. Had a blast with it when I played it for the first time. Model looks great, thank you. Doing alright, just getting some school work done and in call with my brother. Nice, man, nice. Get that education, you know what I'm saying. Hello, Project Multi-Goku. A lot of people think this is the Project Multi model, but I don't blame them for thinking that because of the smooth shading that I have, right? But it is actually mostly the Fighters model, weirdly enough. I think I said it a couple times. Oh god, that's not what's supposed to happen. See, I like how it looks close up, but I feel like it looks just a little noisy when you go far, right? Like, it blends into each other if you go far. Welcome in, Funny. How you doing, man? Looks very good. Thank you, Pat. But yeah, I think it looks really nice close up, this detail, but the farther away you go, it just kind of loses its features. So, gotta see how I can kind of balance that. Maybe this is a fighter's model, right? Yeah, it is. It's a fighter's model. All of it, actually, is a fighter's model, except for the hair. Ooh, wave cool. But yeah, I modeled the hair. But everything else. Funny thing. So this initially was supposed to be Goku without the belt, without the sash. But I figured, hey, I love Goku Mid so much. Why not make him even more Goku Mid than he already was, right? So Instead of taking the base Goku model from Fighters, who actually has the sash, I got lazy. Because I would have to set that whole model up, right? I already had a Gogeta model set up, so I just took his sash and just plopped it on this Goku. Because as you can see, this says NHY body. That's Gogeta's ID from Fighters. So yeah, it's just completely separate. I just scaled his waist down and then put on Gogeta's belt because I was lazy. But yeah, trying to learn Blender. This is so fascinating to me. Blender is a great tool, man. Whenever I do 2D as well, or at least whenever I did do 2D on my PC, I used to kind of create references for myself with Blender, and I would just draw, kind of referencing it. So I think Blender is a really helpful tool to kind of get into perspective as well, because I'll be honest, when I draw on paper, I suck with anatomy and perspective as a whole. I'm very good at faces. I can do faces. Anything from like the neck up, I'm great with. But as soon as you tell me to draw a body, or hands, or anything, that's where my skills kind of crumble, if that makes sense. How was the rig on the model itself? It's just like a standard Fighters model, with an IK rig instead. Also, look at him. Out of the camera view, he looks like he's hitting a stanky pose. It's what we love to see, right? Perspective. Yeah. Back to the line work. One thing I really like about Fighters models is just how flexible they are, and I don't think a single other Dragon Ball game has come close to even replicating the amount of flexibility that these models have kind of established, if that makes sense. Now, this era of Goku had really, really defined brow lines, so I'm gonna be adding some large ones here, I think. I'm actually gonna copy this completely and then just flip it around. They were made to be broken, yeah. Yeah. That's one thing I wish more anime games would do. Project Multi does the exact same thing. That's why it's such a good looking game. That being said, if anybody knows anything about Project Multi, please tell me. I've been waiting desperately, okay? This is gonna sound strange because of how much hatred I spewed for Project Multi Kaba, but I miss Project Multi Kaba. He had a smile that would brighten up anybody's day, okay? I miss it. I even miss Project Multi Kaba. That says a lot. I don't like Kaba. Funny thing about what I'm doing right now is that it's just floating. It's not a part of the model. This is more or less for show. An illusion, if you will. I'm actually going to thicken this a little bit, I think. All of it. Let me get rid of this stuff, though. Don't need that. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I think thickening it might actually help my visibility of it from far away. Yeah, it definitely does. It makes it look a little nicer. Subdivisions, yeah. Yeah, go for it. Feel free to show me models you've worked on, boy. Just gonna take one of these and then pretend like I made made this from scratch. I definitely did not. Yeah, what have you guys been up to? I've just been not playing games all that much, to be honest. At least as of late. That's kind of partially why I haven't been streaming a lot. I've been busy with stuff outside of YouTube and stuff, you know? Playing too much games? Hell yeah. Been animating for real, for real? Oh, what you been animating, bro? Busy with school and studying hiragana? You know, I've been thinking of learning Japanese myself. Because I'd like to... I don't know. I'd like to maybe get a little more involved with the creatives on that part of the world, right? Working on art and commissions, nice, nice. Upgrading my PC. Oh yeah, what did you upgrade to? I actually built a new PC completely recently because my old one was on its last legs. Like, it worked. It was still a functional PC, but it couldn't handle anything anymore. Because I last built that one, I think, 5, 6 years ago? It's been a while since I built that other one that I used to have. Taking a class for Japanese? Hell yeah, man. How is that? Would you say it's worth taking a class, or is it worth teaching yourself? Because I feel like language is something you probably might, like, if you want to learn it, either you gotta have somebody who's, like, super skilled teaching you, or you have to dedicate a lot of time into it yourself if you want to learn it by yourself. You could do both. But yeah, I want to get involved with the creatives on that side of the world, so... feel like a lot of the stuff that companies do over there align with a lot of what I like to do. Except for the... I don't know how to explain it. The silent worker abuse that comes in the form of overworking them to death. That aspect of it I'm not a huge fan of personally. That's just me though. Because I've been hearing that happens a lot. That's not too bad. Have you ever heard of the immersion method? I have not. What is that about? You can self-teach hiragana, but when it comes to kanji and the grammar in general, having a teacher would be good. Okay. Yeah, because I was talking to another person about it not too long ago, and their partner is actually taking some Japanese classes. Or they were when I talked to them. I don't know if they still are. Learning katakana? Gotcha, gotcha. Basically, you just spend a lot of time consuming Japanese media. Oh, nice. You know, it's funny, since I've been watching Daima in Japanese, you know, obviously, because I wasn't about to wait for the English dub. That's, like, months out. Aren't they like a whole like 3 months behind right now? I'm pretty sure Daima's not gonna end for another like month or two in the English dub, so I just figured I'm just gonna watch it in Japanese instead. I kind of got too accustomed to the Japanese dub, so I even switched my Sparking Zero to Japanese because it felt weird hearing all the English voices after hearing Japanese for so long. But I gotta say, one weird thing about Sparking Zero's Japanese dub is that they straight up use voice lines from Tenkaichi 3 for some of the characters, and they're so like crunchy quality. They're such crunchy quality. You can tell it's which characters they used the really low quality audios for. Super Baby is one of them, Turles is one of them, Goku's definitely one of them. I don't know if Vegeta uses any. But those are some that come to the top of my mind. I think Gogeta even uses some of his Tenkaichi 3 audio files. Trying to replicate how kids would learn a language. Oh, okay, okay. Saw some interesting videos about it on YouTube. The Daima dub's not hitting for me. Yeah, I saw some clips. It's good, definitely. But I'm too used to the Daima Japanese dub now. I'm not saying like, oh, one dub's better than the other. No, it's just, at the end of the day, it's preference, right? But I'm just used to the Japanese dub for Daima now. So it feels weird hearing them in English. Same with Yakuza. I can't play Yakuza in English because I played 7 games in Japanese because English dub just wasn't a thing for Yakuza. Until like very recently, right? So I can't get used to English dub Kiryu at all. I just can't. I don't know, man. Just hearing Takaya, is it Takaya? Takuya. I think it's Takaya Kuroda. Hearing him saying, "Shinite kagatte koi," and then comparing that to who's the English voice actor? It's Young, yeah, right? If you want to die, then step up. It doesn't hit the same. I don't know why. Kuroda pours his soul into it. Not saying that Yongya doesn't, but I'm just used to the Japanese one since I've been playing the Yakuza games for like 4 or 5 years, all in Japanese. You should try playing Bleach in Japanese. Maybe. I still have to go through Bleach. I am gonna watch it at some point. Those were really good impressions, thank you. I don't know how I would even go about doing this, but I would actually love to be a voice actor. Because I like doing voices, they're fun. They're good fun. I know some people who do voice acting, so I could probably ask them how they would approach, or what they would recommend to me. Okay, let's compare this to what the fighters' decals looked like, because... Okay. It's not too bad, I think, so far. I don't think I'm doing too bad. I'm just unsure on how to start practicing on my own. One thing I have been told pretty commonly is you want to get somebody to teach you for sure. You need to take lessons, or you need to go to workshops. Because when you go to workshops, not only do you learn how to do voice acting, they can also refer you to people in the industry. Because, you know, that way there's this like underlying thing of, oh yes, this person learned from me. They know all the basics. You should hire them. I guess that kind of mentality kind of really helps you getting a job in the industry too. So workshops is something I've heard very commonly. Now, these workshops are expensive. That's the thing. So there is a bit of a barrier of entry for most people. But at the same time, well, you could argue, right? It's an investment because you're going in an industry that could prove to be pretty fruitful if you find your stride. A lot of people say anime voice acting. If you're going into voice acting, anime voice acting is probably the last thing you want to do because you don't get paid very much. I remember, what was it? The voice actor for Yuta from Jujutsu Kaisen said that they got paid like $400 for the movie. Was it Yakuza? Not Yakuza, sorry. Jujutsu Kaisen 0. $400 for the whole movie, and that was the main character of the movie. Which is crazy to think about, right? You'd think for a blockbuster hit that made millions, you'd at least get paid a couple 100,000 or like 10 grand or something, right? But $400, that's for the entire movie. That's wild. That's not even a livable income. You can pay like one bill with that. So yeah, voice acting is a bit of a tricky one for me as well because I'm thinking like logistically, right? Okay, I could do a workshop. Welcome in Extreme Conquerors. I don't know why that said Conquest. But welcome in, how you doing, man? I'm just making art. I don't know, man. I just had to hide his hair because I'm doing line work for the face. Yeah, thinking of it logistically, if it ends up being something I'm not interested in, you know, you have to think about, well, I did pay for those classes and I don't want to have that money go to waste, so I want to at least try to delve into the industry to try to make that money back, right? So that's kind of the dilemma that I think, what the fuck? Oh, okay. No, that's another hair. That's backup hair, in case I messed this hair up. Thank you. I appreciate that. Meteor Smash. Oh god, you're giving me flashbacks. Back when we used to think Sparking Zero was gonna be life-changing. It still very well could be, but I've lost hope. They're very slow. I'm gonna look up Project Multi-Goku really quick for reference. Okay, so Project Multi does a more simplified way. They use less lines. But what I am gonna do, like what Project Multi does, which I actually used to do before even Project Multi came out, is add a nose line. God, I love this song so much. This was, okay, I gotta give you all a little bit of trivia, okay? Back when I had no knowledge of Dragon Ball, right? I used to play Tenkaichi 3, because my cousin begged my dad to buy the Dragon Ball game, because he was a massive Dragon Ball fan. And I remember distinctly saying to my cousin, like, I was like, ew, Dragon Ball. I don't know what that is. I don't want to play that. But my dad got the game because my cousin begged for it so much for my PS2. It was my PS2, by the way. And we got it. And we loved the game so much. for some reason, I was obsessed with this song in particular. I would put this song on every single time I'd play. I've attended a workshop before as an overall broke boy. That's not something I can consistently do. I understand, for sure, yeah. It's definitely an investment. You have to make sure that's something you're absolutely comfortable with doing, right? You can teach yourself for sure. I would like to use one example, a more recent example, of a very successful voice actor who was basically almost homeless until he essentially begged a hiring manager to give him a shot because he had no choice. He had nothing. Alex Lee. Alex Lee's a name you'll hear everywhere now because he's a phenomenal voice actor. But he started voice acting on a whim. Because he thought it would be something fun to do, right? And he figured, you know what? I don't really know what to do with my future, and so I'm gonna give everything to voice acting. He would do like 10, 12-hour sessions every day just practicing voice acting. Which is crazy to think about, to scream and like do voice impressions for 10, 12 hours a day, right? And you're not getting paid for that either. You're just sitting in your room and cackling to yourself or like doing funny voices. And he made that work. Somehow. Even he doesn't know how he made it work. So I guess a lot of luck is involved with that too. That's also how I got into Dragon Ball through Tenkaichi 2, watching my big brother play. Yeah. We need SC2 IMO. See, technically, a lot of people were saying that I was going to ruin the game when I created that document with other people, with the Tenkaichi pros and like content creators. A lot of people said that I just want to turn the game into Tenkaichi 3. Or I was going to ruin the game. Or I don't know, there was one that stuck out to me. I'm trying to remember it, but more or less they were saying you're just changing the game because you can't adapt to it. But if I wanted to change the game, I'd change a lot more than just gameplay. The only suggestions I really made in that document were gameplay related, right? I have to be honest, I'm gonna come clean right now. I love how the environments look in Sparking Zero, but I don't like how the characters look at all. There are some characters that I think look really good, but most characters look fine. I don't have a strong liking to the modeling style that they used. And I'm not trying to hate at all, that's just my personal preference, right? I think more games do better jobs at portraying Dragon Ball characters more faithfully. I think Sparking Zero does a presentable job, but I wouldn't say it's something I look at and consistently think, wow, this looks fantastic. So technically speaking, if they were to make every change that I wanted, they would practically need a new game. But I think it's childish for me to say that I want them to make a new game already, especially since they've shown that they're not done with this game yet, right? I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. With that being said, I do enjoy the game a lot, even though it's not something I would consider recommending to anybody ever. Unless you're like a super diehard Dragon Ball fan. We do not need it. We do not need SC2, absolutely not. The foundation's already there. I'm not paying another $60, $70 for something they can update in current Sparking Zero. That's my thought too, yeah. Especially with how expensive games are getting these days. I think they should focus on fixing the game. And I hate the fact that the mentality of a lot of these publishers has kind of come down to, we're gonna release the game in a presentable state at best. And then we're gonna focus on fixing it once it's out. You know what I mean? I feel like releasing a finished game in the first place would have fixed every issue that's already present in the game. But that's just me. If somebody asks me what games I would recommend if they want to get into Dragon Ball, Sparking Zero is definitely not going to be high on that list. I would still recommend a game like Kakarot or Tenkaichi 2 or Tenkaichi 3, because those capture what it feels like to be a Dragon Ball character the most. In Kakarot's case, it's less so the character, the feeling of being the character, and more so just presenting that story, I guess. See what you mean, but from my angle, I think I see the start of a new series of games. You know what? I came to a weird realization the other day. Sparking Zero is a lot more enjoyable if you try to forget what it's trying to be. If you think of it as its own game, it's a fantastic time. It's a very fun game. But if you try to think of it as a Tenkaichi game, and everything that the Tenkaichi games had done and established, you'll think, man, this game really doesn't do that well in that regard. And I'm not really trying, again, I'm not trying to hate, that's just my personal preference and my personal opinion on the matter, but I don't dislike SC. I've said it countless times, I love the game. I just want it to be better. I made a 26-page document for the developers to improve the game, for God's sake. I wish CC2 had more time to make DBZ Kakarot. You know what's really funny, Vahoy? Every time I see a shortcoming of a Dragon Ball game, 99% of the time, it's because the developers did not have enough time to finish the game, or fulfill their vision for the game. Sparking Zero was supposed to be so much more, as I showcased in the last stream that I did, right? It was supposed to, it was just a much bigger game before, but they were rushed to get the game out for Daima. It's a good Dragon Ball game, but a terrible Tenkaichi game. I think it's still better than Tenkaichi 1 in terms of gameplay and mechanics, but that's not saying a lot. You're really setting the bar low. That doesn't look too bad from a distance. I like that. Like their other games look way better than Kakarot, like Naruto Storm looks insane. Yeah, absolutely. Demon Slayer, I'm gonna be honest. Now this is a hot take of the day. I genuinely think Demon Slayer from CC2 is the best looking anime game of all time. Even more so than Fighters. I think Fighters looks better in gameplay, but I think CC2 does a better job at the cinematics for the Demon Slayer game. I hope that makes sense. And I'm not like a super big fan of Demon Slayer. I just like, I watch the show sometimes. I think it's a good watch, but it's not like anything, I wouldn't say it's to me what Dragon Ball is, if that makes sense. It's definitely close to the source material. I would agree with that, yeah. I think it captures the visual style of Demon Slayer almost 1-to-1 for sure. Fly high. I don't remember adding this to my playlist. Dude, why does wait, does my playlist just like stop working half the time? I swear it does. Okay, hold on. Let me play Tropica. I love this song too. Kakarot's a good looking game, but the models look dookie. Okay, so here's the thing about... okay, I'm gonna rank my favorite developers and the best things they achieve, okay? Best models, hands down, is Arc System Works. Arc System Works builds the models with a very specific intention in mind, and we're able to see them through. Arc System Works does character modeling the best, okay? CyberConnect does choreography the best. I would say animation overall goes to Arc System Works, but CyberConnect's choreography is unlike anything I've ever seen. CyberConnect is a fantastic choreographer, I guess is the best way to put it. Their choreography and the way they set up their animations just looks great. But the animation quality of Arc System Works is still a little bit better in my opinion. Now, environments. I don't think anybody has a dime on Dimps. Dimps has the best environment work out of any Dragon Ball game developer. Bar none. You look at their Budokai games, you look at their Infinite Worlds, you look at their Legends, you look at their Xenoverses, you look at their burst limits, not a single game has come close to that environment design style. They look like they're ripped straight from Dragon Ball. I think Dimps does a fantastic job with the environments. Do you think they'll add more features or make adjustments based on the Google Doc you guys made? I hope so. I definitely hope so. I think short dash chains is one thing I want to return for sure. Because I don't like sidestepping 30 times in a row. That's just me though. If that makes sense. I hope they make passive play less rewarding, because passive play is too rewarding right now. You get rewarded for not playing the game. I think that sucks. Also, Dimps does really good animation work. They don't do like super animated or like anime-looking animation work, but their natural like animation quality is very good. There's not a single bad animation in Xenoverse. Agree with you on the DS game. Bandai needs to hire CC2 for SE2. Let Spike handle the combat mechanics and outsource. No, do not let Spike handle the combat mechanics. I'm sorry. I love Spike with all my heart for making the Tenkaichi games, but I don't know who to blame, honestly, at this point. I don't know who to blame, whether it's Bandai or Spike or Shueisha for trying to pressure them into releasing it for Daima, but Sparking Zero's combat sucked day one. And I kind of gaslight myself into thinking it was good, but to be honest, I wasn't enjoying it all that much. I was trying to be optimistic, if that makes sense. Rose Goku Black's ult in XP2 specifically still sticks with me. Which one was that again? Oh, Divine Lasso? Yeah, that was pretty good. Have Goku doing a backflip? Maybe someday. Maybe someday. That doesn't look too bad. Neat. I think I should add a line for his mouth though, because right now he has no teeth. I just made it so that his smile was handled by the gap in his mouth. So it's just like red in there, or brown, maroon. Trying to see if that looks good. Yeah, I kind of like that little thing. I don't know what to call it. Especially compared to Sparking Zero's ult for the most part. Yeah, yeah. Sparking should have been the ultimate game. I don't know why they thought releasing it at the same day as Daima would make any difference. I think, realistically, they were probably pressured from Shueisha. Or, Shonen Jump, maybe. I don't know who the higher ups are. The people who oversee everything. They probably said, hey, we're getting Toriyama's last project out around this time. Try to have the game out too. Because then there'll be cross-promotion, right? But I think it worked against them, because people didn't care about Daima until the very, like, almost end. I think people started caring about Daima around episode 17, right? Because Super Saiyan 4 showed up. I think Bandai needs to lock in general. Battle of Z, yep, it is. Even though it's a bad game, it still holds a dear place in my heart. I was a Daima Glazer from the first episode, from the moment I saw it still, and because of the Sparking Zero DLC for Daima. I like Daima a lot. I've been watching since day one. I thought it was a cute show, but it turned into a serious show at the end, and I was like, damn, they still got it. I like Daima a lot. I had a lot of fun watching the show. Put a smile on my face on multiple occasions. Bandai's fucking up my Tekken 2. Okay, I have a weird theory, okay? Now, put on your tinfoil hats because notice for the past 3-4 years, every single anime game that's come out, every single fighting game that's come out that people hate have been Bandai properties. Sparking Zero was good for the first week and then everybody started hating the game. Jujutsu Kaisen Curse Clash was destined to fail from the beginning. You know, Tekken, I heard, is in the trenches right now. Welcome in, Ty. How you doing, man? And I got nothing against Bandai, right? Listen, man. Y'all gotta do what you gotta do to make money, but please, for the love of God, release finished games. Okay? Release finished games. For the love of God. Don't fuck up Project Multi. I beg you. Bandai can cook and that's the worst part? Yes, they can! Did you play the Project Multi beta? That shit was amazing! That game was fantastic. And the Bleach game too, yeah. Bleach is a really good game. I love Bleach. I don't even watch the show and I play that game. Man. The things I do for Dragon Ball. How do we like the lighting? I feel like it's a little too yellow. Y'all, you guys want to just have this song on loop? I love this song way too much, bro. I kind of want to just have this song on loop for like the next 30 minutes. This was my... Bro, I remember when I was a kid, I had my PS Vita, right? I wouldn't even play the game. I would just like put the song, you know, the character select menu? I would just leave this on here. I would just leave it on just to listen to the theme. Not to get too personal in chat, but I'm a long forgotten friend of yours from middle school. Really? Really? Huh. I'm trying to remember who you are. I can't. Even Xenoverse gave us the red ribbon stage, which pains me because Xenoverse 2 is just now. People like to gaslight each other into saying Xenoverse is a bad game, but it's probably some of the most fun I've had in single player, I think. Xenoverse's single player is unmatched, in my opinion. For, like, stuff that's separate from story. I don't like the story mode very much, I'll admit, but I think Xenoverse 1 had a better story mode. But, yeah, Xenoverse 2 was a fantastic game. Say what you want, bro. Xenoverse was a really good game. It was 7th or 8th grade. Huh. God, I can't remember. Oh, wait. Whoops, I was trying to touch your... I wasn't trying to... Oh, God. I accidentally deleted a message. My bad. I was trying to check your channel out. Man, who are you? I can't remember. 7th or 8th grade. Huh. I cannot remember. Clocked in so many hours into Xenoverse 2. Nah, bro, it's amazing. People like to gaslight each other into saying it's a bad game, but it's not. It's a good game. It's fun. Any game that makes you have fun is not a bad game. Well, that would make Sparking Zero a good game for me because I still like that game. Welcome in, Monkey Big. Just realized Demon Slayer game is published by Sega. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Let's see. Ooh. I don't know why that reminded me of Tablos. I'll remember Tablos, the creator of Super Saiyan 5, Essencia. I'm on the train of Daima Piccolo not getting into Sparking Zero DLCs. I hope it doesn't get into Sparking Zero. Because he does nothing at all. At all. Here, Ty, if you have Twitter, check the description and send me a DM on Twitter. So you can, like, tell me your name so I remember who you are. It's hard to say. Okay, that's line work, but lighting, let's mess with lighting a little bit. I feel like I'm going batshit insane bringing it up that he didn't do anything in the show to get into the DLCs. I agree. Fighters was the last game that made me feel something. Yeah. Yeah. Sparking Zero did make me feel things. Mostly negative things. Are you active on your Instagram? I'm not, but I still have access to that Instagram account. So if you want to send me a message there, I can check it. You can see it as a 3D printed Goku statue. Once you see it outside of the camera, I don't think you'll agree. You'll have the same mentality. Because it's messed up. It's very messed up. Look at his wrist. And his stanky ass legs. And his interesting face. Yeah, the face isn't too bad. Salvageable, I think. Yeah, let's just mess with lighting for a bit. See what we can come up with. And that. And that. And then, okay, here we go. Ooh. Starting to think that Sparking Zero might be one of the most overhated Dragon Ball games. Do you want my personal opinion? I think this is gonna sound very egotistical of me and very uppity, so I apologize, but I think Sparking Zero fans are extremely sensitive people. And I love the game. I'm saying this as somebody who loves the game a lot. They have too much, let's just say, pride for the game. Like, if anybody says even something remotely against it, they can't tolerate anything about you saying anything critical about it, which isn't good. You know, if there's a problem with the game, I'm gonna say what the problem is with that game. That's not on me, that's on the developers. DM'd your Insta? Gotcha. SC hate is forced. I also hate Sparking Zero haters, because they're also extremely sensitive people. I feel like Dragon Ball fans in general are just so sensitive. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, they can't take a joke. No, it's not even a joke thing. I'm just saying they can't take criticism toward anything. You say you like Dragon Ball, that's the worst thing you can do. Because I'm one of the few people who likes GT, and I'll get hated for liking GT too. It's kind of wild, honestly. God, what is the... Huh, okay. Interesting. There you go. The community killed the game. I'm gonna be honest, the community for this game fucking sucks. The YouTubers are extremely scared to say it because they're scared of getting attacked. And I'll tell you, because all the YouTubers hate the game. Every single YouTuber you see playing the game, they hate the game. And everything around it. They're not gonna say that though. Because A, they don't want to get attacked. And B, they might not... They might trying to keep... and they might try to... They might be trying to keep the corporate entities entertained. If that makes sense. I made this? Yeah, I did. What's up, Rose? But yeah, no. All the YouTubers I know hate the game. Except for Rose, I guess. I think Rose is probably the only person who likes it. All the YouTubers want to like the game. But they don't. Big just summoned the guy. Guess he did. Something about this doesn't feel right. Let me check the project multi-model really quick to see how that looks. You know what? Let's try to make it one line. No, there's something wrong here. I'm everywhere. Nah, Rose be sneak watching my streams, bro. All this SC talk is making me want to blow off the desk and boot it up. It's, again, it's a really fun game. Especially if you play with friends, right? But if you go online and play with randoms, that's when the game starts falling apart, I feel. I think everything but the online game modes are fun, if that makes sense. Unless you're playing with friends who you know won't cheese you. The favorite activity of every Sparking Zero player is just sidestep and left strike and then charge. I like the game a lot, but there are just some things I can't get over. Okay, I gotta tell y'all a confession, okay? I know Battle of Z wasn't a good-looking game, but you can't tell me that the, like, glowing outline every character had that had Super Saiyan wasn't sick. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like the glowing yellow outline that every character had in Battle of Z. For Super Saiyan characters. I love that. I love how it looked. How long did it take to make this? Probably 4 or 5 hours at most. Like setting up all the model and render like shader stuff. Probably, yeah, 4 or 5 hours. I don't know. That shit was not sick. Man, you don't like it? If you don't play with me when Multi comes back, I might have to disown you. Damn. Shonen. I was like one of the 5 people who did play with you. Or was I? No, I remember. Every time we tried to schedule a gameplay session, it didn't work, so we couldn't play. I had more fun in story mode than ranked. Yeah, ranked sucks. We didn't play, I begged. Bro, listen. We tried to schedule a time, we tried to play, but we couldn't. Zenkai Battle Royale should have been a game to come to console. I agree. It's a very cool looking game. You forgot? Yeah, it was broken. I think Battle of Z has the opposite problems of SD. Does it? I don't know, it was kind of ass. I like, listen, I love Battle of Z, but it kind of sucked. It was the only Dragon Ball game I had for like a couple years, so I kind of had to deal with how the game was. I liked it a lot, even though it was bad. Just like Sparking Zero. Sparking Zero is an okay game. It's fine. I'm trying to figure out what I don't like about this shape. Does this side look good? Let me look at a Toriyama picture. Oh, interesting. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this guy. Welcome in, Philip. How you doing, man? Never got to experience Battle of Z, but alas, I was forced to start with Ultimate Tenkaichi. I've never played Ultimate Tenkaichi. I've heard people either love that game or absolutely hate it. And it's like 90%, the ratio is usually like 90% absolutely hate it and 10% really like it and swear by it. Okay, let's change the song now. It's a banger, but you gotta change it now. If y'all have any stream safe songs that are chill, that won't get me copyright struck, feel free to put suggestions down below. Because I made this playlist like 10 minutes before the stream started. I'm not gonna lie. Very much on the whim, on the fly type of deal. Something feels off here. Stuck with Xenoverse 2 for years, lost my save data in the first time. Oh, the first time then Kakarot came out. I see. Kakarot's not going to be on PlayStation Plus. I didn't even know it was on PlayStation Plus. I think every character in rank should have the same health, but there should be damage differences like Raging Blast too. Maybe? The more I play the game, the more I feel like rank just shouldn't exist. I'm not gonna lie. It makes no sense to have a game like this with ranked. You can tell Bandai really wants this game to be competitive, but they haven't done anything to make sure the game is competitive. So it doesn't work. RB1 OSD, gotcha. I'm gonna get rid of this thing, it looks ugly. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, there we go. It was on PlayStation Plus for a good while. I have no damn clue why they thought ranked was a smart idea. I can see why they added it, but it just doesn't make sense for how they made the game. If they added ranked to Tenkaichi 3, I think it would make more sense there, but not for Sparking Zero. It's a fighting game, ranked should definitely exist. Maybe. RB2 had a ranked mode and nobody complained then. How would you rank all the modern Dragon Ball games? You can count mobile if you want. Ooh. So we're gonna start with Project Multi at the very top. The beta left a very good impression on me, and I still yearn for it. I played that game for 2 weeks straight. I wonder if... What the hell? Oh, my playlist ran out. Damn. You know what? Let's put some... Since we're on topic, let's put some Sparking Zero music on. This is actually a banger. So yeah, Project Multi was really good. It's probably a top for me personally. And I don't even like MOBAs. I've never played MOBAs before Project Multi. I think I played... I think I played Unite for like an hour, but I didn't get into it. Back when it first came out, my friends wanted me to play. Beyond that, I would probably put Fighters below it. Fighters is a fantastic game, but I don't think it's a great Dragon Ball game. How do I explain this without sounding really bad? Without this sounding really bad. I think Fighters is a very, very good game at its core. And it looks amazing. But beyond that, I don't think it does a whole lot to be a Dragon Ball game. And I think that's okay. Because you should try to make a good game before you try to make a good Dragon Ball game, in my opinion. And I'm okay with them going all good game before good Dragon Ball game for Fighters. Because Fighters was the most hype I've ever gotten for DLC. Ever. In my life. For anything. I remember they would release one character every few months. And we would stay in call all day for that one character. Just to see them for like 10 seconds. It's an amazing traditional fighter or tag fighter. Yeah, it's great. Below that, I would put Xenoverse 2. You know what? I really like Xenoverse. Can I tie Fighters with Xenoverse 2? I really like Xenoverse 2. I think Xenoverse 2 is great. You know what, let's tie it anyway. Xenoverse 2 and Fighters are tied for me. I like them both a lot. Fighters had the gameplay, and Xenoverse had the content. I was eating, okay? Below those, I would put Sparking Zero. I think Sparking Zero is a good game. It's a good Dragon Ball game. But it doesn't do everything I want it to do. So, for that reason, it's number 3. Number 4 would probably be Kakarot. I'll be honest, I loved the first half of Kakarot up until the Namek Saga. And the second half was ass. Straight ass. All fetch quests and everything. All of it. With 3 cutscenes in the middle. Did we have any other Dragon Ball games? Oh, you know what? Ooh, I really liked Super Dragon Ball Heroes, but I wouldn't consider it modern since it's a port of an arcade game. I'll be honest though, Kakarot's DLCs are amazing. Dragon Ball The Breakers, I'm not even gonna put... I'm not putting Breakers on the list, bro. It doesn't deserve to be on there. I'm sorry if you're a Breakers fan. Breakers broke my heart. When I tried the demo out, it sucked. Change the OST. I was about to play a copyrighted song. I'm not doing that. Oh god. Hold on. Oh, you know what? This is a pretty good song too. Impact. I like this song too. It's pretty good. Breakers feels like an April Fool's game. I don't know what it's trying to do, to be honest. I like the idea, I like the concept, but the execution was just not good. I don't like how the game plays. I like the concept. I just don't like how it plays. Yeah, I probably should have the rim light on here too. Rim light, rim light. Wait, what? Wait a second. Huh? Interesting. That is really weird. I don't know why his face looks so yellow with the rim light. It shouldn't. But that is the color I put for it. It's really weird. Should be more orangish. God, I don't know how Blender works sometimes. This thing is weird. Why is it yellow? I'm trying to figure that out. That is so weird. Like, I get it. It's yellow here. But it doesn't look yellow on his skin right here, but it does here. That's so strange. That is really weird. Huh. Am I tweaking? I feel like I'm tweaking. I guess I'll try this value. I mean, that's closer, but it's not exact. Should probably add a line here. Let's see. The OST counterattack for this game feels so Tenkaichi. Yeah? Which one is that again? I forgot. I will say I actually like Sparking Zero's OST. I just feel like I hate the fact that it changes mid-battle whenever you go Sparking mode. I want to hear the entire OST. Let me, bro. Please. I hate the fact that it switches. It doesn't make me feel like I'm more immersed in the gameplay or anything. It just feels like you're breaking my immersion by changing the song. God, this song is so good. Don't let people gaslight you into thinking Sparking Zero's OST is bad. It's pretty good. Thought you were gonna put Sparking Zero at the bottom of the list. Again, it's a decent game. It's just a disappointing one. I like it still. Is it worth $70? I don't know about that. I still enjoy the game. Oh no, his logo thing is floating, so we gotta fix that, I guess. Let's see if we can... It's already in quads. Okay, we can just subdivide it then. Let me change this song. What's another? Let's put on counterattack, because I forgot what that sounds like. Oh, the solid state scouter sounding one. Yeah, I see what you mean. I don't like how this looks. It looks very pixelated, so let's fix that if we can. Never mind, we can't. We're done for. Dang. Now, I'm gonna do something that... I heard you're pretty strong. I'm gonna do something that allows me to shade him by hand a little bit. So I'm gonna simplify this really quick. Make a duplicate of his face. And then, hold on. Let's just make sure some of these are not visible where they shouldn't be. Okay. So we have the duplicated face model. What I'm gonna do here is apply all of the features that it already has. So I'm gonna apply that. Oop. I guess I should do it from the bottom up. Oh, yeah, hold on. What order would I do it in? Hold on. So apply that. Apply that. Okay, okay. Apply that. Apply that. And apply that. Okay, there we go. Now it's a completely static model. Stephanie Natalie has been sounding a lot better in recent episodes. That's good. It's always good. And now we're gonna do one thing. We're gonna add a UV map, and then God, it looks weird. UV unwrap, project from view, and then bounds. What this is gonna let me do is essentially, it's gonna let me see his face in this viewport like this, which is exactly what I need to do. So what we're gonna do now is make a new material. And then multiply it into his ILM map, which is how his shading is handled. Okay, that looks pretty standard. But now I'm gonna make a new texture, make it 4K, so it's not all ugly. We're gonna make it white, so that I can actually tell what I'm shading, and then we're gonna, oh, 4096. We're just gonna call this mask for now. Okay. Now we're gonna add a color ramp, and then do a mix color. and multiply. Oop. Voice Kid Gohan and Goku in games and stuff like the old games. Or the old days, yeah. I do like the new voice actress too. I think she does a good job as well. But I think Stephanie Natalie's Kid Goku is something I can't really change for the English dub, I feel, personally. That's just me, though. Gohan, I feel like, is okay with the new voice, but I feel like Kid Goku feels a little strange. Because I'm not used to it, right? Now what this is going to allow me to do is paint his face. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Need it to be black. The strength all the way. Huh. Weird it's not showing up. Hold on, let's see why that's happening. Oh, I know why. I forgot to do this. Okay, now it's gonna let me paint on his face. I'm just gonna erase all of it, hold on. Let's change the soundtrack again. Which one's good here? Okay, not that one. Why not Black Roses? Let's do Black Roses. If Dynamax Fortnite leaks are real, I'm very curious on how the models will look. True, actually. I'm actually looking forward to that. I don't even play Fortnite, but I want to see how it looks. I want to play as Daima. I'm just trying to play as Daima Forku, man, without spending an absurd amount of money. That's why I'm not playing Legends. So I think what I'm gonna do is, since the light is hitting him from here, I guess it makes sense for the banks to shine some light in that kind of direction. Not too bad, not too bad. I think this needs a little bit of thickness though, so I'm gonna go this way. For now, I'm gonna erase that bit and then draw on some more. So many obvious stages were missing in Sparking Zero 100% because it was rushed. Yeah. A lot of them are playable in story as well, right? Which is strange, kind of to think about. This is a really neat looking way to shade a model. Yeah, it's fun. You remember what we were calling you our freaks? Man, what did I do to be deserved? I remember my friend said that jokingly in chat once, and everybody just picked it up. Charizard. Hate that guy. Just kidding. He's my friend. We must learn to tolerate our friends. Something about this doesn't feel quite right. I think I have an idea. But let me change the OST. Let's play some Ancient Mystery. There we go. I will do this though, I think. Oh, you know what? I'll make that a separate texture, I think. I think I know what I don't like about this. Let me make the brush a bit bigger. Let's see. We should bring that back. Do not bring our freaks back. Do not do that. We are not bringing our freaks back. You know what? Instead of doing sharp shading, I have an idea. Let's erase all of this completely. Let's do soft shading instead. Maybe I can make it look a little nicer and neater that way. Okay, so we're going to make it linear so that it's not sharp anymore. And I'm gonna have to turn the strength down. There we go, now it's smooth. What's your favorite DB character? R-Freaks? Man, am I good? I'm never escaping the R-Freaks name, am I? Oh, that's a good question. I like a lot of characters. I know for a while it was Bardock. But more recently, I feel like I've gotten a bit deeper of an appreciation for Goku more recently. I don't know how to explain it. This is not the song I wanted to play, hold on. Not that one either. Do we have Lost Courage anywhere? I guess I'll just have to look it up, hold on. Oh wait, Granulated Oblivion, I love this one. There we go, that's better. What about you guys? What are your guys' favorite Dragon Ball characters? Oh, I think I need a new texture that gives even more depth, so I'm gonna... There we go, that's not look... Oh, what the hell? Okay. Mine changes each season and I can never pick one? Okay. The Goat Piccolo, nice, nice. Goku's behind him though. Fair enough, fair enough. Piccolo or Frieza? Interesting. Do you have a specific version of Frieza you like more? God, his entire face is shaded now. That's not what I meant to do. Fourth form definitely, especially in the manga. Gotcha, gotcha. Back got food. What'd you get, man? What did you get for food? I probably should be getting something too. Pretty soon. Let's put on some other music. Let's put on Funny Monkey's favorite. Funky Monkey. I don't know why I thought Funky Monkey. I got Donkey Kong on my mind. I swear your name's Funky Monkey on Twitter, right? I feel like it is. I could be completely wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright. How you guys feeling about that Switch 2? Outrageous? Yeah. Feels like socially acceptable robbery. With how expensive that thing is. Well, the Switch 2 itself is reasonably priced, but those games are not. God, is going on here. Let me just erase this completely. I don't like this. Okay. There are some spots that I could touch up here. I'm a huge Donkey Kong fan, so they got me with that. Fair enough, fair enough. Might be time to go to Japan and get a Switch 2 there. I know they have a Switch, like Japanese region-locked version of the Switch 2, but it literally can't play anything that's not Japanese, so I don't think you're gonna really have that much luck, unfortunately. If they raise the price anymore, I'm not going to buy purely out of spite. Fair enough. I can't lie though, that Metroid Prime, whew. I'm not a Metroid, I didn't grow up with Nintendo, but Metroid Prime looks really good. It's the fourth one, right? I really like how it looks. Looks very fun. See, that adds a lot of depth. I like that. Now, do I want it to be completely dark? Let's find out. I like that. I like that. I like that. I'd like to see Project Multi on Switch 2. I think that's a good call to make because Project Multi ran like dog water on phone, on mobile. There it is, Lost Courage. I'm back. What pixel of Goku's cheekbones are we editing now? It's a great question. I'm shading his face. No shading is always weird to me. I don't know why. What the hell? Oh. That was weird. See? That was weird too. Do I want no shading? Let's turn off the decal really quick and see how it looks. Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Let's go for it. I appreciated those flat color Shintani drawings from Super Broly. Oh yeah? Me personally, I'm a big fan of shading. Oh, you know what? What if we did the Ooh, you know what? Let me save this really quick. I want to save these textures. Okay, I'm saving those textures in case I don't like what I'm doing. And now I'm gonna do what Toriyama did for one of these. Oh, that's not the right texture. Hold on. Gotta do it on this one. So he made it so that it entered that line right there, and I entered this line right here. And then, okay, so he did it like this. And then I'm just gonna have to erase it later. God, art is so fun. Small detail that Daima did was add a reflection. Was a reflection of Toriyama and draw empty spaces between Goku's hair when he was in SSJ3. Empty spaces? The outline of the hair, but I have a gap in between. Oh, I see, I see. That's fun. I think I remember seeing that on Twitter. So then, oh, okay, that's gonna be a really difficult thing to replicate. I know you guys can't see the image I'm looking at, but... And then... Okay. There we go. We gotta erase these from the eyebrows too. Let me put on some music because it's quiet. Ooh. When are we gonna VC? I don't know, man. Someday, probably. I like this so far. Let's see. What can I do to make it more interesting looking? What if I gave him eye shading? You know, I actually kind of want to make his eyes white instead of yellow, so let's make him a little whiter. I gotta actually see this. Oh god, I have to actually look at the UVs and do this, huh? Man, okay, hold on. Copy this material, paste it here. Oh, paste it here, and then make it so that they're not shaded yellow. Ooh, I like that a lot, man. I like that a lot. Change the eyes to red. Sure, why not? Oh, that's not the eyes. Essencia. I'm liking this a lot, a lot. Dang. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Pupils? Maybe, maybe. Now let's see how it looks with flowy hair. Not too bad. I think I still like the standing hair more though. Damn! I like this. Okay. Alright, I might be doing a thing or two. I might be doing a thing or two. I love the flowy hair. I like it too, but I feel like it breaks the composition a little bit. I like that a lot. Dang. Chat, we might be cooking. We might be cooking hard. What's another song that's good? This one's pretty good. Goku mid? Nah, this is Goku peak. This is what peak performance looks like. Let me save this texture though, because Blender has a tendency to not save textures properly. I don't like the fact that the rim light is affecting his body like that. I need to add some shadows here. So I'm gonna see if I can rotate it and make it work. If not, then we're gonna have to figure something else out. Let's see. Do you animate using the same app? I do, yeah. It's called Blender. It's a free software. Very nice. Very nifty. Chat, are we cooking? I feel like we're cooking now, for real, for real. Okay. 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 Figure when this quality when Bandai Namco. If Bandai Namco wants to hire me, I'm open to it. I'd love to do character art for their games. But I don't know how to speak Japanese, so they're gonna have to bear with me. Trying to think. I want to do something to his eyes. Like his pupils. Alright, I guess it's time to give the pupils a new material too. Okay, that goes there. Yep, alright, cool. And now, what I was thinking of doing is this. I'm gonna go into another UV. And then these, what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna unwrap. What that does is, let me just, oh, that's messed up. All right, there we go. That actually works a little bit better. Yeah, okay. Now what this is gonna allow me to do is more or less just add a bit more depth to the eyes themselves. Let's add some more music in the background though. A long time ago I made this texture that allows me to give a little more shading to the eyes. Let me see if I can find that. Not what I meant to do. Alright, let's get you out of here. And you as well. Okay. Image texture. Let me see if I can find this texture, if it's anywhere at all. Okay. I'm gonna reset them really quick. Those are red, but we're gonna hue shift them to another color. Yeah, yeah, I like that. Now, chat, genuine question. Did we like the flat eyes, or do we like the ones with the depth? If you'd like me to compare, let me know. Because the flat eyes, I could just, So that's what flat eyes would look like. And then those are the the depth ones. Like the flat ones more. Flat, okay, okay. Makes his face pop out among all the shading. I actually kind of agree. I feel like it looks good close up, but it doesn't really do much for it overall. I think the flat makes it pop out a little bit more when you go far away. Yeah, let's make it a little more visible maybe. Oh, you know what? We can make it fluorescent. No, not that's too much. Definitely too much. Let me actually rewind in the stream and see how it looked before. Maybe I can get that color, that exact color, because I liked that color. Okay, I got the color. Let's see. Hex code. Let me get the hex code for that. Yeah, it's not too bad. Flat it is. Flat it is. Alright, I think it's actually ready to be rendered then. Except for this part. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have to make a mask for his pants too. Just so that part is avoided completely. Let's post a teaser on Twitter. I posted a teaser on Twitter. The hell site. Oh, you know what? Let's play Super Survivor. I'm pretty sure that's not copyrighted at all. Hell yeah. Doesn't get much better than this. Okay, let's see how we're gonna tackle the pants shading, because this part here looks really ugly. So what I'm gonna do is make a duplicate body. Blender is crashing out, so give it a moment. Alright, there we go. Duplicate body is ready. We're gonna apply the armature. Okay, so what I have to do before I apply the armature is this. Okay, now I can apply the armature. Now I'm gonna make a mask for it, so just like before, I'm gonna have to... Oh god, this is gonna be trickier than I expected. Hold on. Let's make a new UV. And then we are going to oh boy, this is gonna be tricky, but I'm gonna have to figure it out anyway. I don't really have a choice here. So, image, texture, UV. And then we're gonna do that, and then we're gonna multiply. Let's see if this does the trick. If this doesn't, then I'm gonna have to do a lot more than I intended. That I wanted to do in the beginning. Let's see if this does the trick. Wow, it actually did. Yeah, that's neat. Cool, yeah, that's that then. I think that part's fine, so I'm actually gonna only do that part. Okay. Yep, that does the trick. I'm also gonna save this texture, because like I said before, Blender has a tendency to not save images. So... What about copyright? What do you mean copyright? Oh, Super Survivor I don't think is copyrighted. Let me know if you need help shading Goku's cheeks, I'll be on my way. Sure, Pat, I'll let you know. One of my goals in Blender is to make a music video with one of these DBZ songs, so I'll have to upgrade my computer first. It's definitely gonna be a task, yeah. Kid me wanted to do so much, but then he realized, oh shit, this stuff takes effort and time. A lot of time. And a lot of effort, too. Just to be safe and completely sure, I'm gonna make sure that the masks are saved to the other masks. Okay. What's another song I can put on that's not gonna get me striked? Let's see. I almost clicked on Jaka Jan. I was about to be cooked. Hold on. Oh, you know what? Let's put on my favorite fighters track. Oh. Yep, there we go. Makes me feel like I'm a cowboy. It's awesome. Jaka-Jan is such a banger. I actually didn't like it at first, but I grew to like it more and more the more I listened to it. Because when I first heard it, my initial reaction was, this sounds like something I would hear at a mall while I'm shopping. But then I heard it more and more, and I was like, you know what? I like this. I think I'm actually done here. Can't really think of anything. You know what? Let's figure this out. Let me pack everything in here. And do we want the background to be maroon? Because I can change the color. Let's see. Let's do a close-up as well. I think maroon complements the colors very nicely. I'm not going to have it as anything bright for sure because it's going to distract too much. You know, I do like this blue, this like powder blue color. It's nice. Oh, you thought the same about it sounding like a mall song? I think the maroon works really well because it reminds me of Destroyed Namek. Y'all see what I'm saying? Y'all see the vision? Like, you can imagine little rocks in the back with the same color and lava. Not that I'm gonna do a background, but I figured a single color background would be enough for this. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. What do you guys think? I'm gonna do two renders. One that's like all the way back here, and another that's close up like this. Nope. Like this. Nice. Hell yeah. Alright then, my work here is done. It's peak. Appreciate it, man. Alright, in that case, since we are done, I think that's where I'll probably call it. Cool. I may or may not make tweaks after stream, I don't know. I should probably get some food, I haven't eaten in a bit. Yeah, that was fun. Would you guys like to see more art streams in the future? Or do you guys want me to do more gaming related streams? I feel like it's a nice change of pace, you know? We're not screaming a lot. We're kind of lax, just chilling, having a chat. Enjoying art, because art is awesome. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see more art streams in the future, because I'm definitely gonna want to do more. Art streams are pretty chill, both. Okay, you know what? Yeah, let's do both. Love the art streams. Had this on as I was working on art of my own. I like that. You know, actually, I had this like weird idea of like whenever I do art streams, maybe other people can work on art together. Maybe I can get in a call with a bunch of people who are working on art too, so we can like critique or like help each other work on stuff as we're going. I thought that'd be a cool idea to do on stream too. But yeah, I think I can do both for sure. But we're gonna I know I don't stream very consistently. I want to stream more for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna continue doing Bleach streams just yet, because at first I really enjoy the story mode for one, right? It's a fantastic story mode, but somebody told me that the story mode is like 50 hours. That's me doing 5-hour streams for 10 days in a row. I might go crazy if I did that, for one thing. I don't mind doing 5-hour streams by any means, but playing one game every day for 5 hours for like over a week straight might drive me crazy. So I don't know if I'm going to do Bleach anymore, but I might start streaming Sparking Zero again. If I'm gonna stream Bleach, it's probably gonna be for PvP. Just read the manga. I'm definitely doing the story mode offline if I'm not gonna continue streaming the game, because I actually really enjoy the story mode in that game for sure. It's really fun, but yeah, I'm gonna stream more Sparking Zero then, and I'm also gonna do more art streams for sure. Yeah, thank you guys for coming by. That was a ton of fun. I haven't done one of these in ages, so yeah. Until next time, later! Also, if you're still here, I just gotta say, this music syncs very well with the Sparking Zero footage I've put on. I love this song. Anyways, bye-bye.